Welcome back, everyone, to another 4-Foot Friday episode. I'm so excited to get into this one because it is the Hornets. May not be the Pelicans, but the Pelicans. Technically, we used to be the New Orleans Hornets, and then so basically, what I'm trying to get to, the Pelicans have somewhat of a relationship with the Hornets franchise, and the Hornets franchise was made because of the fact that the Pelicans moved to New Orleans, and Charlotte was able to go to the Bobcats, which became the Hornets. And if you don't know, the Pelicans are my favorite team, so I'm excited for this one. It's the Hornets, one of my favorite teams because I just really like how they're put together. And I think next year, if Cody Zeller can stay healthy, they just added Dwight Howard, and they also added Malik Monk, you can't forget. So I think they could be a pretty awesome team, and I do think they could be a good team, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to be talking about their historic team. I take 5 players, and I say they're the top 5 best players in the history of the team. And so we're going to get into it, point guard to center. But first I want to talk about if there was a 6-man, because this lineup is really so close because you have your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. And let's get right into this. At point guard, I could have gone with Kemba Walker, but I didn't. Now, Kemba Walker is a one-time All-Star, and he's played his full career at Charlotte. However, the reason why I didn't pick him is just because he hasn't really led them to a playoffs. He needs to prove himself more is what I'm trying to get to. This last season, he averaged 23.2 and 5.5, which is very good numbers. And I think next season, obviously, adding Dwight Howard, I think his numbers could skyrocket. However, he needs to prove that. And as I've said, he leads the team currently. And if he leads the Hornets to the playoffs next year, possibly he could replace someone in this list. However, the guys above him, I just think are a little bit better than him. At point guard, though, another snub I have is Muggsy Bogues because he was a great player. However, he just didn't average enough points. The reason why he's so good now, why he's considered so great, was because there's never been a player who's averaged a close to, seasons where 15 points every night in, night out, being 5'3". Like that there's never been someone like that. So that's another snub in this team. So you may be thinking, who's at point guard? Because there's not really any point guard. Maybe Baron Davis, but he's not in the team. I'm playing at point guard Del Curry. Now, this may be a surprise because in the 1989-1990 season, he averaged only 2.4 assists per game, and 3 years after that, he only averaged 2.7 assists per game, which I do believe that is his top numbers in assists. Now, I went with Del Curry at point guard just because I think if you put players around him that can shoot, that can just really play the game of basketball, I think his assist numbers could at least go to about 5 assists, which is what Kemba Walker is currently averaging, 5.5. And so, but Del Curry in general, he played 10 seasons for the Hornets. I think he has the most points or most field goals of all time for the Hornets. He's the 1993-1994 6-man, so that just shows he's always an underrated player. He's a guy kind of like Manu Ginobili, and he was just so much of a benefit to this Hornets team. And we see in the 89-90 season, he had 16 points per game, and that even shot up. And 3 seasons after that, 93-94, he had 16.3 points per game, which is pretty incredible from the dad of Stephen Curry. And in total, in the 10 seasons for the Hornets, he averaged 14 points per game for them. He continued playing at the Hornets. He's one of the players that has played for the longest stretch in history of that franchise, and it shows that he can consistently do it because in the 10 seasons, which really is the prime of his career, he averaged 14 points per game in those 10 seasons, which I think that's pretty incredible. Moving on to shooting guard, though, we have Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice is an interesting one. Definitely deserves to be on this team. However, does he earn the ranks of the Huggoat? We had already another Huggoat, so maybe the Hornet Goat. Yeah, no. No, let's just go with the Hagoat again. Hagoat V2, we can call it. So, but he is not going to be that because even though he was a 3 times All-Star with the Hornets in the 3 seasons he played with the Hornets, and I believe those are the only All-Stars he actually had, and he also won an All-Star MVP with the Hornets. He also was a 2 times All-NBA player with the Hornets. So that right there is pretty incredible. And then we can look at an individual season, and you can just really see how good of a shooter he is. In that 96-97 season, not only did he have an outstanding 26.8 points per game, he also shot .470 percentage from the 3 in 42.6 minutes in a game. So you can tell he played many minutes, yet he was still consistently shooting those threes. And in the 3 seasons he played, he averaged 23.6 points per game total. So that's pretty incredible if you ask me. Moving on though, again, another contender for the Hornets Hagoat, or I should say, if I'm going to say that, I should say the Hornets Goat, because Hornets Hornet Goat does not make sense. But it's actually going to be Gerald Wallace at our small forward position. And you know what? Let's throw it in there. Let's call him the Hagoat. Because there's another player at center who could be. And he's actually the center's the only player to go in the Hall of Fame. However, he only won, he did pretty, I don't want to reveal it too much, that's what I'm trying to say. So, he was a good player with them, but Gerald Wallace, he played 7 seasons with them. And, he won an All-Star with them, including also the 09-10 season. He was the all-defensive player. He was on the all-defensive team with the Hornets. So he was so underrated because his defense was just outstanding in that matter. And we can even look at 2 seasons, 2007-2008, 19.4 points per game. This season he had 18.2 points per game, 10 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.1 blocks. So his numbers were all around just incredible, and he's such a defensive beast, which is why I'm putting him as the Hagoat, because a lot of these players also can play offense. Glenn Rice, he can play offense, which is why I was considering him. However, Gerald Wallace was just a defensive beast, and all these 5 players could be in the running for this award of the Hagoat, because they've all done something in this Hornets franchise. However, with Gerald Wallace, he's just that player that I just believe, you throw him in there, and I think he probably wins that conversation. And to be honest, he was one of those players, like, should I even put him in the team? Now I'm like, should I even give him the Hagoat? And I'm giving it to him just because I want to just say, like, all these 5 players are so close in their ability, but I just picked one to excel over the other ones, and I just picked Gerald Wallace because he averaged about 20 points in the 2007-2008 season, yet at the same time, he was on an all-defensive team just 2 years later, 2 years later, 2 seasons later after that. Moving on to the power 4, though, we have Larry Johnson. And the reason why I picked him, most offensive rebounds of all time in the history of the Hornets. I wanted a good, nice rebounding player on this team. And not just that, he was a 2 times All-Star with the Hornets. And in the 1992-93 season, he was an All-NBA with the Hornets, including 91-92, he was Rookie of the Year with the Hornets. So, in his rookie season, we can say, he averaged 19.2 points per game and 11 rebounds per game, it's really outstanding. How someone of a rookie caliber can do that. And then we can even see, I think, 1 year or 2, or a couple years later, 92-93 season, 22.1 points per game and 10.5 rebounds per game. So he brought those points up by almost 3 points per game, which for a rebounding, very nice defensive player, to have those 22.1 points per game, to step out even that much is incredible for a player who specializes in defense. And really, all these 5 players on this team, maybe not Glenn Rice, maybe not even Del Curry, I would say, but the forwards, Gerald Wallace, Larry Johnson, and also the center, who I'll reveal in a little bit, they're all very good at defending. And the reason why at center, competition, I would say coming in second for the running of the Hagoat, he'd be like the vice Hagoat. It's Alonzo Mourning at center. Why did I pick Alonzo Mourning? He just, he went on to go in the Hall of Fame, and he's the only Hall of Famer on this list. And he was a 2 times All-Star with the Hornets. He was an All-Rookie with the Hornets, and he went on to win 2 times Defensive Player of the Year and a championship. And in general, he had the most blocks of all time with the Hornets, which shows how great of a defensive player he is. In his rookie season, and this is why he got the All-Rookie nod, he had 21 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, but what was incredible was how he had 3.5 blocks per game. I find that incredible for a rookie. And in the 93-94 season, he brought his points up by 0.5, going to 21.5 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, and 3.3 blocks per game. All these 5 players are incredible, whether it's Alonzo Mourning, Del Curry, Glenn Rice, Larry Johnson, or the Hagoat, Gerald Wallace. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Hit the dislike button if you did not enjoy this video. Please let me know in the comment section why you did not like this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe. It would do me a favor. And yeah, thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Goodbye!